I think that this was lacking. They needed wave clear. And now I'm wondering, just in hindsight, should this have been a Farsa? Chango or a Farsa? Chango or a Farsa? I think they're just doubling down on the range. Massive reach.
I would agree with I would agree with the range, but I also think that it's just like making sure that the side laners are going to be A-okay, because that's where Omega is looking to punish. Like if it's not the mid lane and we can't invade you, then your side lanes are going to be the next big target.
Yeah, so it's a complete concession to mid. Like you can have mid. We'll take the jungle. We'll take the side lanes. Ladies and gentlemen, the draft has been locked in. Alter Ego Esports versus Omega Esports. We already talked about how these teams are looking to engage, what kind of strategies these two drafts are going in for. Real quick, Alter Ego, Omega, what's your prediction? Contra.
Well, looking at this sort of draft, I'm liking what I'm seeing from the side of Alter Ego Esports at the moment. But hey, Omega Esports, we saw what they did towards RJ Hoshi in game number 1. I'm expecting Omega to just push them to the brink of perhaps almost to this.
All right, we'll leave it to you guys. Contra, Gideon Q, Butters, all yours. Omega Esports versus Alter Ego, game number 1.
Let's get this show on the road. Finally, first game up today. Let's bring it as Alter Ego going to be going up against Omega Esports. And again, we should be expecting nothing too soon, especially since Omega, they do have the early game composition, but level 2s are way more useful in comparison to level 1s.
You would expect people to just go for the invade with Roger, Savannah, and the Matilda, but Alter Ego Esports, they're not going to push their luck. They're not going to put themselves in a 50-50.
Yeah, speaking of 50-50s here, like heading in towards the late game, that's where team fights are especially crucial. And we've talked about Omega, they are a very team fight-oriented team. And there goes a little bit of the movements coming across, and Kenji has already spotted out the danger. And perhaps there will be a little bit of contest coming in the way soon. But let's talk about this match down below. It's the Yuzong as well as Lapu Lapu, because they're going to be contributing pretty huge in towards mid-game.
Yeah. And Kenji there might have pulled the trigger on his flicker a bit too early. He didn't know that Leo Murphy didn't get the stun. So he just went for it, and the spear is there just to harass. And look at the damage for Heat here. That hurts a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Matilda, again, she's really great in the early game just to harass their opponents. She does struggle to finish them off, and that's why you see some teams actually taking the flame shot here and there, or even the Farsa to just make sure, like, hey, you gotta go.
Yeah, and speaking of which, now we're going to be moving our eyes on towards Odile, where, early game pressure is the name of the game coming in from Matilda's, but she's being pushed towards the turret, being forced to retreat, and now we're going to be having the turtle on towards the air, or the river, where most of the members of Omega are fixating themselves. It's like trying to get a catch on towards the tower.
Yeah. Honestly, I would think they would want to be a little bit more aggressive here, especially down towards bottom side. But it looks like Harith is going to be a little bit of an issue since he is going to the XP lane. He wants to rush that level 4 as quickly as possible.
Yeah, but the only difference right now for Leo Murphy is he is a calm player. He doesn't get tempted as much, so all those TPs are probably not gonna get into his head. Some of the tanks right here that Leo Murphy taunts, they actually react, but for Heat, I don't think that's going to be the case anytime soon.
Yeah, and speaking of which, late game is going to be very interesting, where you got picks like the Ling, and on the other side, you got the Howard, the Rogers. Which one do you think, will be much stronger heading towards the late phase? Because I'm pretty concerned if Yelly Hayes gets to the late game.
Yeah, I definitely agree with your sentiment here, but yeah, speaking of Yelly Hayes, he's forced to push back in towards lane. And coming back to the question here, I think at the end of the day, I would say it's almost around even here, but I will say that Alter Ego does have the better late game composition, because there's a lot more relevant ultimates and also just relevant heroes in those situations. Now, Cortese is going to get a little bit of damage here, but Pai, he wants to zone him out to ensure that the team can actually get purple buff. Luckily, Cortese is still having his retribution, but that just means that the turtle is going to have zero pressure coming in from Omega.
But you know what, Gideon? I think Alter Ego has a better late game lineup just because of the Harith.
Yeah.
In terms of scaling, the Harith can just pop off anytime soon. You're just getting those certain items on his side. I mean, I get it. Kenji has a late game potential as well, but there's a fight happening right here.
Yep, and they're going in pretty hard, but they're backing away as soon as possible. Purple buff again contested, but that's going to be a big ultimate coming in from Cartesi. They can't really do too much to contest, and Heath, he could try to make the play, but again, all four members are here from the side of Alter Ego, and the fifth one just from lane. Hajizi is going to get chunked so low. But look at the top side, Kenji, a free push.
Well, I really felt like Alter Ego here is putting way too much of that microaggression, and they are ripping a lot of words out of it. Like, as you can see, although the goal lead is going to be relatively small at the moment, they've already got, like, already taken all these buffs. We're checking out some of these items. Anything interesting to note coming in from early phase?
Not so much. Pai is almost close to his Bloodlust Axe, and as you can see, he catching out Leo Murphy, and Yam trying to go for the help, and he might have bitten more than he can chew there. Okay, in terms of items, they're just getting their core items first, but AE here, they really just want to start the fight. Calamity Reaper on that Harith. Haji only has the Raptor Machete, and for Kenji, he has the glowing wand, if I'm not mistaken. I just can't see it from here.
And he's almost getting it. Oh, wait, no, because he's looking to try to jump on top of Leo Murphy, but he's able to get pulled back with the help of Udil. They're going to disengage from the fight, but he's going to get chucked out. Absolutely destroyed and disrespecting his space, especially without Flicker. But it's not over yet. Kenji is going to be dropping down that meteor shower, and even though he used the way of the dragon, he might have bit off a little more than he could chew. Yeah, he's going to be able to enable himself to pick him off, and Kenji the next to fall, but it is going to say hello, Jelly Boy here, say hello to this. Can he get one more? The killing spree is going to be enough. No, it is not. Orange buff a little too good. Jelly Hayes goes down, and it's going to be a 3-for-1 trade in favor of Alter Ego.
And I guess this just explains what the Yisun Shin ban is for. If there was a Yisun Shin in this game, this wouldn't have been possible for Alter Ego to just dive in, catch them off guard. Omega's here, they need to find a way to get Hayes to drop those traps.
I absolutely agree with that, and you just look how well coordinated of an attack Alter Ego Esports responded with. Although they were in really awkward positions with Kelly coming in and out of that fight, but he has been able to get those kills in, and he 2 kills up alongside with Yam. This is where things get started for Omega, and they have to pull those moves because we talk about the early game. This is where shine.
I don't know if y'all realize it, but Yam's actually kind of getting a little big here. He's got 4K worth of gold, a Calamity Reaper, and a Holy Crystal 6 minutes into the game, but they're already going to continue causing Blackstock and land. But yeah, he's just going to say, hello, you started the fire at the worst time possible. And Cartesi looking to turn this around with the help of the Meteor Shower. He comes on through. Dragon Tail actually connected, but his passive is going to keep it alive. But he knows better. He can't go too far.
Alter Ego is so snappy with their reactions. It's like one time you see that they're at the top lane, you engage a fight, 5 seconds, they're there on the middle lane fighting with their teammate. So for Omega Esports, they need to find players from Alter Ego more. They need to be aware where they are at certain points in time to create this advantage, because Omega Esports, they have a lot of pick-off potential. They have the Serena on their side, they have the Cho on their side.
We're talking about pick-off potential, the way the Dragon's already be coming through right after, but yeah, he needs to decide on which side of the map he needs to fight on, as they got split into 2. They find the first initial catch, but then there is the return coming in from Cartesi with the help of Yelly Hayes.
Very interesting move from both sides. So you can see Yam was really moving in between, splitting the team apart, but they have managed to get that catch right over on towards those small little bushes, and finally, at least, Omega Esports can shut down Leo Murphy in the process, but it still takes a little bit more for them to get to where they need to be, as we can definitely see a little bit of a deficit in terms of goal at the moment. But hey, one good team fight could possibly change everything for Omega.
Kenji right now, the Ice Queen one with the glowing one, this is an important for the side of Omega Esports. They can control, or if ever they want, they can contest this turtle thing. But for them, it's not going to as they catch out 5, and that is what I'm saying. Find the target and punish him. Because Alter Ego Esports, if they cannot return to that certain area, you are gonna have a better time.
Oh yeah, he actually by any of the skill shots, and Cortese is able to get a little bit more, but the return kill is Jelly Boy able to dodge the perfect abilities at the right time. But you're totally right there about the target priority, but I think that's not all. Hajizi is going to try and force the fight onto Jelly Boy, who has to run away. Leo Murphy, he's got nothing else. He drops down the smile. Jelly Boy needs to take out Yelly Hayes, but the way the dragon came off of cooldown at the right time, and yeah, he can't go down. He wants to look for a return kill, and the chrono it doesn't get him just yet. Finally, Omega find the trade they were looking for, 2 for 1.
I just want to say that Alter Ego Esports is giving Yam more freedom to choose the heroes that he wants. He's been forced to use the Yuzhong. He's been forced to use these side laners that can just tank and deal significant damage. But right now, a Harith with a Calamity Reaper, a Holy Crystal, he is proving the naysayers wrong.
That's right, and with that, we can check out some of all these sort of builds. Athena Shields being bought over from Sahith. He's going to get more and more tankier as, of course, Leo Murphy will be helping him in the process for the side of Alter Ego, of course. But just look at how they control the entirety of all these mid-game fights. It's been looking relatively well for Omega Esports, but they really have to give high priority on all these big objectives. And the next one's coming right in with the Lord heading up towards the top side.
I totally agree, and I think, Omega at this point in time at the 26k mark, where a lot of their mid-game heroes have gotten the utility items, especially like the Ice Queen Wand, it helps them look for that return kill. Wave the Dragon onto the Sylvana for now, but Leo can easily jump out with the Imperial Justice, but now they are running backwards, and Kenji, he's just cutting them down with a Meteor Shower. I can't see whether he's going to kill Pi or not. Yes, he is so low on health, he's so trapped, he is done for, but down by the bottom side, Pi is going to trade for Keith, and it's not looking too good until Cartesi comes in. He's coming in with the Black Dragon form as he wants to pass towards Jelly Boy. He gets it, but it's not enough to lock him down, and he doesn't want to jump forward any further.
Yep, and looking at it, Alter Ego Esports, yes, they have the lead, but there is one thing that they cannot get. They cannot get the turn here onto the side of Omega Esports. Yes, you had a 4-kill lead into the early game, but if you cannot convert it into objectives just because Kenji is just clearing out the waves, then that is going to be a big problem on your side.
And speaking of which, we're going to be having a big fight here. Kenji gets picked up, and he goes unstoppable, and nobody has been able to stop this Harith in the process.
It's tough. It's tough because Yam he's 5-0, okay? He's 5-0, and that means that the rest of AE want to actually push on forward and try and steal the bus. Leo Murphy getting easy. This is looking great. Can they get one more? Yes, they can. As Yam drops down, the Zaman force. Yelly Hayes, he's forced to run onwards, and that's going to be 3 of their more important players, 2 of their cores going down, and the tier 2 on top of all of that.
Oh my goodness. Alter Ego Esports, I was just saying that Kenji is going to be very important for their defense. And right now, as you can see, the Meteor Shower is there. It will hit a lot of members here for the side of Alter Ego, but it will hit them down.
Yeah, not just yet, not just yet. It's a slow roll, you gotta wait for the conditions to be right.
Yeah, I felt like Omega Esports is taking too many of these fights where not exactly every single one of the fights are actually necessary. They were pushing it towards mid without much of the area control, and easily Alter Ego just snapped right back at him, and you just see Yam has free reign. He just dives straight on top and goes unpunished, and here comes the attempt coming from Alter Ego.
This is going to be one of the bigger fights. Flickers forward to try and stop them as much damage as possible as he blocks half of the Meteor Shower from Kenji. Oh my goodness, Alter Ego were willing to throw their bodies in front of the damage to secure this Lord.
But this is okay for Omega Esports. They still can go for the steal. They have Haji, they have Kenji. The question is, will they go for it? The answer is no. Alter Ego Esports, just take that luminous look.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're way too out of reach, understanding the fact that, hey, it's 3 members versus 5, and this time it's already 30 minutes into the game, which is relatively concerning with the Luminous Lord coming at them eventually. So if they were to lose even more members, I'm not even sure, like, with the Well, Strategic comes back up, and they manage a good defense.
I think, sorry about that.
Yeah,
I do think with Kenji it is possible, but they just have to sacrifice their own life totals to protect the wave, because right now, Vega, they want to cut the waves using their mobility with Haji's.
Yeah, and Omega Esports, they aren't given the chance to go for their initiates, because if Serena with Arrow or Heath gets a good way of the Dragon, that's going to be great for them. If they are forced to engage, they're just forced to react, and that's not going to be good on their side.
Alter Ego wants to force this situation here. Hello, has already been brought down low, but Hajizi forces to use his ultimate to get out of the way now for the full engagement here. Hajizi tries to pull something off, but Heath is able to get the way of the Dragon onto Pi, but that's not going to be enough. That's not the target that you want, as they were able to turn this around, barely using most of their ultimates at that point in time. Meteor Shower as well onto Jelly Boy. Huge pick, they can turn this around. Omega looking for the opportunity. Unfortunately, all they get is a good defense. Jelly Boy survives and ends the game. GG, well played.
Just look at Alter Ego, how they managed to pull every single move on top of Omega Esports. As much as they tried to go in for those picks, nothing is actually going in favor of the Philippine side in this very first match. And slowly, Alter Ego pushed through and punched in their first point in this best of 3.
It's like Yam just woke up one day, became a monster, and this is really just Yam stepping up to the plate.
I mean, we need the perspective from the outside. Leo, what's the perspective here? You watched the entire game. What happened?
It's a great time to be an Alter Ego fan. And, as John already said, I think that day was yesterday. Yam woke up yesterday and said, the playoffs is going to see a brand new me. Group stage, y'all seen nothing yet. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the caster's desk. Alter Ego currently scoring 1 ahead of Omega, and that's going to be match point. They are threatening the sweep. Could be a clean 2-0 here, and we're going to be saying goodbye to one of the 2 Filipino teams left. Once more, it was off of just Yam just doing great things on that Harris, and I expected actually during the draft for it to be on Pi. We've seen Pi with Harris before coming out of the goal. This time, I think they really are just making the moves and the changes to help Yam do good Yam things. So Yam do good Yam things, and even with Cassius no longer playing in the first 5, it seems to work.
And I'm really loving how the perception has absolutely changed for this player when, you know, at first everyone was doubting him, like, oh, this Kizan pick's not really good for him. And he finally found his style of play to be able to get so much out of this.
I don't know. Does anybody feel like he's becoming like a sleep paralysis demon? Like every other team is just like, oh no, I can't seem to move, and he's just watching over them, over there.
But I think that terms of damage output, a lot of the players or a lot of the side laners go for blood. But if you try to go for Raptor Machete Blade of Despair, Electro Final Blow deals a lot of damage.
And you get away with more because you're healing.
You get away with more because you're healing. And that's why I really thought that could be a Benedetta, because Omega Esports banned out a lot of junglers.
Oh, they were just gonna let it happen. Again. Anyways, wow, Nasi Udo, impressing us. Coach of Alter Ego Esports at every turn. Ladies and gentlemen, Omega Esports, they are hanging by a thread. This game could be their very last here in Singapore for M2. An elimination could be upon us. It is imminent. Here we go, game number 2 in this best of 3. Alter Ego versus Esports. Boys, all yours.
And thank you very much, Leo. And well, I really gotta commend both sides of the coach for getting in towards this draft, because we're seeing so many different styles of play coming in from each region, and I'm absolutely loving it. Alter Ego Esports starting on the purple side, and we already have seen a shove over on mid lane for Omega Esports.
Let's look immediately straight away. It looks like they switched it up on Alter Ego side. Yam is going to be on the Yuzong. Shelly Boy is going to be in the jungle with the Benedetta with the Retribution, like you mentioned, Butters. And not to say that you don't have scaling per se, because Udil with that Veil, as time goes on, he's going to be able to one-shot people with nothing.
If you think about it, you would say that, oh, they don't have a lot of damage, but Udil scales a lot, and he's one hero that can play around with his skill range, skill damage. Veil only has that option.
Yeah, and also to note for a fact that Hajizi, he's now on his highest KD hero, of course, Yishin. And let's talk about their win condition here, because late game is looking relatively interesting for the side of Omega Esports. I definitely like this route and pathway that they're going with as compared to game number 1, a very focus-centric towards what the conditions are.
Oh, some good damage onto Cartesi here. And yeah, as you mentioned about those win conditions, I think it's very important to mention that they want to punish down Cartesi, but now they already sent both of their members, Hajizi as well as Heath, to shut that down, to make sure, as long as we defend Cartesi, as long as we defend the aggression, Alter Ego, and Cartesi can scale, we've got a great opportunity to win this game.
I would have to say that Kenji here on the export, we don't see export a lot on the side lane, off lane anymore. But for this certain game, I really like his inclusion here for the side of Omega Esports. In terms of damage out, the Last Insanity can deal significant amount of damage to Yam, Leo, Murphy, and Pai. And it can take down Udil if needed.
I think the most important thing is that it needs to peel off Jelly Boy when he's jumping into the backline to try and take out Yelly Hayes, or at the very least try to take out Hajizi.
Yeah, that's definitely very important in some of these fights. And speaking of fight here, we do have the turtle content coming up next. Pai tries to dive right in, but turtle will be in hands of Omega Esports, and Leo is trying to zone him all away. And just look at the rest of Omega go. Hajizi will be taken down, and Alter Ego at least walks away with a kill.
That was a really good pick. Oh, Leo Murphy, he wants to pick him off, and yes, he does! He's managing to land the Cosmic Lance right at the edge, and Udil is there to zone the rest off. Alter Ego playing some really sick moves, cutting Omega in half and zoning them off from the major fight on towards Topside River.
This is how Alter Ego wins. With all the chaos onto the map, everyone just gets split up. He put certain amount of people on them, probably 2 per hero, then they just get the kill. And this is how they pull over the lead to their side.
Indeed, and as a matter of fact, we're already seeing pretty much a small little advantages in terms of goal gains, but over on towards the river, we are already seeing Keith getting taken down, dove upon by Jelly Boy.
Yeah, the Imperial Justice does not let you get out. Yelly Hayes is going to be the next to fall easily as Jelly Boy runs him down. They're going to be trying to get some extra gold onto this mid turret here, but now Jelly Boy is going to try and zone out Kenji as the GC needs to clear that wave.
It's as if Alter Ego doesn't care about the mountain shocker anymore. They just stay in lane.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. If you're using the Mountain Chakra to get information, you're already kind of there in the lane.
Yeah, it's pointless.
Do you use it as a way to poke down? I don't think that's a good use of it in the game.
Well, honestly, I think that Omega is just using it to kind of like get the information, just in case they're in the brush. They can't this off.
Just in case if somebody is hiding in places where they least expect them to be, and with that, you just gotta take safety precaution, especially when you're now one game away from being eliminated.
A lot of variety for the side of Omega Esports if they really want to win this game, but Haji going straight for that. Look at Pai.
Oh, they want to start this fight. The Toys Boissance coming in from high is huge, but Heath and Kenji, last insanity, so big, but on the other side towards the purple buff, Alter Ego continue to push on forward, and yeah, he is very happy with the turnout here. It's going to be a 3-4-0 for Alter Ego. Huge wins, finally getting the lead.
Did you see how Yam just choked them off and had nowhere to escape? That was a perfectly timed element with the Black Dragon form crashing right through, and this is definitely that turtle going in favor of Alter Ego. No contest whatsoever, and oh boy, now 7-1. What can Omega Esports do to make a comeback?
Well, just stall time. Let Luyi, let Carry, let Yizunjin scale. Find the right engagement with Genji. I really thought that Genji could have done a lot of damage to Yam and Pai, but the thing is, they're not really looking at Kenji right now. Kenji, with the last insanity, just the, what, 1/4 of their HP?
Yeah, and especially when it's up against Pai. I thought he would do a little bit more damage there, but here, Sacred Hammer is going to be pushing Pai up, but Leo Murphy looking for a great opportunity to get on top of Yelly Hayes, and that's going to be Chelly Boy hopping right over it, taking out the back line, forcing them away, right in between Tier 1 and Tier 2. You got to run away, my buddy. You got to get on out of there. Mega kill coming out of Chelly Boy. He is just showing a new side of Benedetta in the jungle.
Absolutely, and this is working too well for Chelly Boy. Yep, Yam's gonna be having a slight engagement, but he got immortality on Kenji, so no point for that sort of heavy contention. But back to what you just mentioned. Now we have two of the biggest guys being activated, and oh boy, I feel like they got an answer true because things are looking all too well on Alter Ego's side.
Alter Ego here just being so dominant in this game. Omega Esports, you're trying to find this right, the right opportunity to just get back into this game. Alter Ego Esports, unrelenting. I don't think they will give that opening anytime soon.
With the 6K gold
Yeah, with
lead
the
as well.
6K gold lead, there might be a chance that that opening might not come.
We'll have to wait and see. Omega need to find that opening regardless. If not, this game is going to slip out of their hands. Alter Ego now starting to become more of an aggressor here, pushing into the jungle and looking to choke them out of the economy.
And speaking of the economy here, of course, we've already counted all the goals and stuff, and they're already going in for the turtle attempt coming in from the side of Alter Ego. And members of the side of Omega Esports are being forced all the way back. They just have to defend the turrets. There's no answers towards the side lane right now, being forced upon by both the UDAH and Basia in this sort of sense.
Yeah, but he's going to take a little bit of damage, but Yam sees the backup of Hajizi walking up into the lane. He doesn't want to be a part of that. And Omega, I think they're okay now. They're able to just kind of slowly play the game because the major... the Lord hasn't been there yet. Leo Murphy gets transferred onto Hajizi here. But now the Black Dragon is getting towards that back guy. Yam needs to cut him off. Hajizi in trouble. He goes down straight away. Executor's pulled on through. Kenji without the Firaga armor can't really do too much, but that just means that Chelly Boy.
The Blade of Despair, he deals so much damage on the side of Omega Esports. It's not even anymore.
Oh, this isn't funny because Genji, oh wait, his Firaga armor keeps him alive. Chelly Boy gets on out of there, gets hit by the rotation, but luckily he's got Pai to back him up with the Rejuvenate.
So, in terms of scaling right now, Alter Ego Esports, they're telling us that who needs to scale if you can just end the game early.
Yeah, and every single thing that yells at you, oh, it's all about shutting them down from the get-go, and now Omega Esports so behind. Let's check out some of the items here. Confused, still building in for those big major items, but he's already got the Endless Battle. Speaking of which, we do have a little bit of action in the jungle.
Oh, the engagement is already coming through. The Sacred Hammers pulled through as well as the Whirlwind. They are making sure that they're stopping Omega. They should not be walking out, especially in these tight corners against Alter Ego. Udil scaling up real nicely at level 11.
Now,
Yikes.
as you can see, the item progression of Chelly Boy here, he went first for the Blade of Despair. to damage to burst people down. After that, he went for the Bloodlust Axe. For Pi here, looking at it, he went for the Dominance Ice first just because they had a lot of marksmen onto the other side. You have Haji, you have Curtizi. And after that, he went for a Brute Force Breastplate. That is good itemization from Alter Ego.
He just wants to be able to chase down his targets, especially with the help of the rest of the members like Yam and as well as Chelly Boy, all wanting to do the same thing. They have the mobility to get to the back line, so it makes perfect sense.
Definitely makes absolute sense right now. Now, 10 minutes have passed and we are seeing the Lord taken over by Alter Ego Esports at the moment. It is possibly one of the cleanest games we've ever seen coming in from the Indonesian side. And with that, you can see confidence oozing right in. All they have to do is just to force a hit. If they do get Kurtizi or Hadizi, you lose so much source of damage.
But you know what? Omega Esports, they're not gonna go down without a fight. They still have their wave clear. That is a plus for them if they really just want to defend this turret.
I mean, you say that now, but they managed to synchronize the waves together. Yeah, he's going to be pushing on through Last Insanity to try and clear out that wave, but yeah, he's disrupting the team, and now they're going to look for an engagement. They've got one inhibitor. Can they get a second one? The mid one has been destroyed, bottom side has been cleared, and yes, they've been brought down to at least 50% of its HP, but I think it's a win no matter what for Alter Ego.
Oh, of course it's going to be a win for Alter Ego Esports. And yes, it could have gone worse.
Pi is going to be able to get a little bit of damage in. It looks like Omega giving him a lot more respect than he needs. But hey, he's got 2 items. The 13k ahead. It's definitely understandable that you don't want to try and force a situation on top of Alter Ego.
Yeah, they've already utilized a little bit of rejuvenation going on to keep them pretty much healthy at the moment, but honestly, I don't see whether or not Omega will commit, but here comes the fight.
Yep, Imperial Justice going to be on top of Heat for now, but it's not going to matter. He's able to flicker over the wall. Yeah, I'm trying to disrupt it. Oh, that Dragon's Tail jumps all far with the help of Pi with its Torch Boy slots. They run out of options. Jelly Boy finally goes down, but they've already traded a lot of their members to try and crack into the base. You gotta give it easy, and as well as Hajizi. Both of these guys, oh my God, Mitch.
Wow, just look at that burst. Like, did you expect Alter Ego to suddenly lose so much health? We definitely gotta see that one again if we do have time.
Now, going to get Holy Crystal for Yelly. Probably down these heroes from the side of Alter Ego Esports, despite them being very tanky. I think they have a clear answer for Yam and Pi. Now, they just need to find an answer on how to catch Udin and Chelly Boy, rather.
Yeah, I mean, they're running out of time here. Every single one of these big team fights, if they end up losing it, they give away at least 5k, reclaim 5k for recovery of their own economy. Now, from what used to be a massive gold lead for Alter Ego, now turning in a lot less. Only 7k differential from what used to be 13k.
Yeah, of course, that fight definitely mattered a whole lot, and it gives Omega Esports a little bit of breathing room, but here comes Cam already going over to Black Dragon, pressing in towards the other case as well. While the rest of them arrive, and they'll those things. Oh my goodness! Burst it down, and Omega Esports losing 4 members. Only Keep is left alive, and this might just be the end of the tunnel. And well, Alter Ego Esports will book their ticket all the way to the playoff runs in the lower bracket final.
Oh, I mean, Alter Ego is happy, but oh my goodness, the damage coming out of that Yutong. I thought it was a little bit troll, I'm not gonna lie, but especially with carrying 3 items in the classic Demon Hunter Sword, Golden Staff on top of an endless battle. You pop that on, say goodbye no matter how tanky you are.
Man, Yam is finding these plays that just downright win them the game.
I don't even know what to say because Benedetta wasn't even there. Like, their main source of damage in fights, like, I did not expect that damage, but alright. Leo, you gotta get in on this. I know this is definitely disappointing, but wow, that was a game.
Call it disappointing, but I'm more impressed. This is Alter Ego like we've expected them to be. except with Ahmad. Like, we know Alter Ego with Ahmad in it, this is how they perform. But with Cam in it, it's all the more impressive. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the caster's desk. A quick sweep here by